5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Roll the open.
Local coverage you can count on.
Mike, I'm full screens
This
up.
is breaking news.
Stand by A.
A 10-year-old girl may be in danger right now.
No
She
speaker
got in a
sound.
car with a stranger. Police issued a city watch for Saraya Williams. She's reported missing
all
from
good.
Sherwood Elementary today. She was seen getting
by
into
A.
the car with an unknown woman traveling on Van Nuys Road. Williams had on black pants with a white shirt and pink shoes. Look at that picture. If you've seen this little
Roll
girl,
A.
call police. Fox 13 Investigates has discovered Memphis has missed out on federal money to
by
hire
2.
new police officers.
2's up.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm
Package
Merle
of B
Purvis.
next.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Greg Coy in for Dow Green.
by package B.
Basically, you can't win if you don't play. The city of Memphis can apply for millions of dollars in federal grants to hire new police officers.
The problem is the city of Memphis is below its budgeted number of officers.
And until the MPD increases its staffing by hundreds, it is
Roll
locked
track
out of
B.
the process. The federal government handed out more than $119 million to police
Are we doing
departments
Lauren
around
next?
the country. Memphis didn't get a dime. The city shut out of applying.
Greg's
for
got a
federal
tag
grants
next for
to hire
A05,
more
and then Merle will
officers
toss
because it does not
to
have
Lauren.
enough of them. The department only has 1,906.
Thank you, 2, for the city
We know
shot.
that our recruitment efforts are doing much better.
Remember, we're going wide shots today. Merle's shot looks good. I need more headroom, but it's good.
To apply
1
for
minute
the
in
federal
package.
grant, MPD has to reach its complement of 2,300 officers. According to this email I received from the mayor's office, Director Rawlings agreed that we would not be able to comply.
Do you want a
with the
breaking
requirements
stinger
of the grant.
between
Therefore, MPD did not
Greg
apply.
and Laura?
I show that
All right,
same
Greg next
email
on
to
2 for
Martavius Jones, Vice Chairman of the City
A05.
Council Public Safety Committee.
We would want any additional money, whether it comes
35.
from state resources, whether that comes from
Stand
federal
by Greg on
resources,
2.
to reduce
Thank
any
you for the
type of
shot.
burden
Looks
on
good.
local taxpayers.
Winning this grant money comes with stipulations, and it is very competitive. I discovered 18 law enforcement agencies in
20.
Tennessee applied for the DOJ grants, and only
Stand
the
by 2.
Hamilton County Sheriff Department was awarded $750,000 for school resource officers. Memphis never
10.
competed
Stand by Greg.
and won't
Stand
have
by
the
Greg's mic.
option to apply until it hires hundreds of officers, and that could take years.
So anytime we don't
Stand
have
by.
access
5,
to outside money, it's
4,
disappointing for all of us.
3. Mike Greg, he's
And
up.
tonight I've learned that the MPD
Sticking to
will
Merle on
lose
1 next.
dozens
Check your
of
headroom 1.
officers this spring. According to this document in my hand, 40 of them will retire in
Thank you.
April after signing up for early retirement.
Mike Merle. She's up.
We
Fox
have
is
breaking
next.
news now. 3 people are recovering at this hour from an East Memphis car crash. Fox 13's Lauren Coleman is live on
Fox is
South
up.
Yates, right there at
Bless
Aladdin
you.
Avenue. Lauren, the crash came out of nowhere, and right now it is blocking traffic in the area.
Mike Lauren. She's up. We'll do boxes
That's
back.
right, Merle. I just arrived onto the scene where 3 people have been transported.
AO6
due
next.
to a
It'll be
car
boxes
accident.
back
As you can
to
see here, there is a tow
Merle
truck
to a
that's
VO and C.
getting ready to tow the truck that was involved in the accident. Now, neighbors who live in this area told me that a landscaping trailer was parked with no flashing lights, and that's when this truck came in and hit the trailer. Now, 3 of the employees that were on the trailer have been transported to the hospital, 2 to East Baptist and 1 to Regional
Stand by
1.
boxes
Now,
back.
neighbors also tell me that this intersection is a very tricky area. They say that there's an accident here about every 2 weeks. They say all of this came about when 6 months ago this went from a 2-lane both ways, and they added a bike lane in this other lane about 6 months ago, and ever since then they say accidents keep on occurring. Now, as you can see here, MFD is on the scene. One of the trucks involved
by
in the
boxes back
accident is
tomorrow
on
to
its
the
way
ONC.
to getting towed away. 3 people in the hospital recovering from this accident. We're going to stay on the
Merle
scene
by.
and talk to more neighbors to see what they have to say about this
blown
intersection and what else they saw this evening. Reporting live in East Memphis, Lauren Coleman, Fox 13 News.
All right, we'll check in with you a little bit later. Great information. Thank you, Lauren.
Mike Merle.
And folks, we have an image
Be on
of a
C
man
next.
police think killed an 81-year-old woman in Memphis. He is still on the
Roll
run
C.
tonight, so we want you to look at the sketch. We told you
VO
earlier
and A
this
next,
week,
then a
Catherine
VO and
Ricker
B.
was killed at the Sycamore Lake Apartments when a man tried to steal her purse.
Roll
Police
A.
say the suspect
Roll A.
intentionally hit Wicker
A, please.
with his car,
Thank you.
dragging her through the parking lot of that complex. She died from her injuries.
Roll
Witnesses
B.
provided enough information for police to create this sketch. So take
Greg
a
on
look at
2
that
next.
For a second. Anyone with information about the case, you are asked to call Crime Stoppers. 528 cash.
Mike Greg. He's up.
A 21-year-old man has been indicted
VONC
after being
next,
charged
Mug
with
next,
running
sorry.
down a Memphis police
Advance this
officer
again.
and wounding 3 others.
Thank you.
Justin
Full
Welch
screen's
is
up.
facing
VONC next.
14 felony counts. They include the murder of Memphis police officer Verdell Smith and the shooting of 2 restaurant customers and an employee of the Bass Pro Shops at the Pyramid.
We'll see.
This crime happened in June of last year.
Marlon
Police say
one
that
next to
Welch
VONA.
shot 2 men at close range near the restaurant. Both men were hospitalized in critical condition. Welch then ran to the Bass Pro and he stole a car. He fired his gun several times as he drove away, fatally wounding a store employee in the parking lot. Welch then drove the wrong way on 3rd Street. He struck and he killed Officer Smith.
Mike Merrill, she's up.
Tapeworms may now be in some wild salmon.
Merle.
The Centers for Disease Control says wild salmon
Merle one next to VONB.
has been infected by the Japanese broad tapeworm. It's a parasite, and it can cause some serious medical problems. In fact, the CDC says the tapeworm can also grow up to 30 feet long. At least 4 species of Pacific salmon are known to carry Japanese tapeworm infections. Experts say
Merlot
you
one
need
next to
adequately
VOB.
cook the food or freeze fish, especially,
Mike.
in order to destroy the tapeworm. No proof of insurance, no car tag.
B next.
That could be the requirement for drivers in Mississippi.
Roll B.
A House bill is currently making its way through the legislature.
Sot and C next
and
to
we
Greg
found
on
out
2
the
to a
number of
package
uninsured
or to a
drivers in
mug.
Mississippi is at 25 to 30%.
Stand by Sot and C.
The state is working to update its computer systems to check drivers for insurance.
Roll track C.
I got my insurance, so I'm covered. I hope the next person.
Greg on
does.
2 next to
Every week
mug
in
to
the world, it's the
package.
same story. The majority of our claims have been, especially in recent months, uninsured motorist claims. People just ride around without any insurance.
Mike Merrill.
If the measure passes, the requirement will start July 2018.
Mike
That's
Greg,
what's
choose up.
happening
Mug
tonight.
next.
We've learned about an arrest in the drive-by shooting that took the life of a Fraser teenager. Jaquez
Full screen's
Perrin
up.
is charged with murder
Oh.
and 6 counts of attempted murder. Police say that he.
What was that? You do a live bump for the T? Stand by pack, Janae.
Williams.
Okay.
Fox 13's Lauren Coleman looked into Parham's history.
Roll track A.
18-year-old Jaquez Parham is charged with
Is that for
killing
Live View 4?
18-year-old Olivia Williams and Frazier on December 7th. According to this affidavit for complaint of arrest warrant, I obtained
Greg on
from
2 next.
police,
Hey, have you heard
Parham
anything
is
from
charged with
Eric,
6 counts
Joe?
of first-degree murder and 1 count of employment of a
Have
firearm.
you-
According to
never
the
mind.
affidavit, on December 7th, a maroon SUV drove by 1911 The Oaks. A male driver shot multiple times
Okay,
at
getting a
several
mic check now.
individuals that were outside of the home.
Is that who's on
Olivia
6?
Williams, who was inside the house, was shot in the hip and died
Okay.
from her injuries. I did
Minute.
some digging and discovered that
Greg
this
on
was
2
not
next
Parham's
to
first
VONA.
run with the law. In October of 2016, Parham was charged with
A15's
aggravated
dead.
robbery,
Merle on 1 next.
unlawful possession of a weapon with a handgun, and carjacking.
Copy that,
I
thank you.
reached out to Williams' mother, Marcretia Williams, to ask how she felt about the arrest and her daughter's death, but she was not available for an
820 through
interview.
22 are
When I
also
spoke with her
dead.
back in December
8:15,
after the crime,
20
she said she
through
was
22
still coming
dead.
to grips with her daughter's death.
Merle on 1
My
next to
heart
VO
hurts
in
because my
B.
baby is gone. I could never see her again. They took that from me and her family.
Copy, yes.
But we're a strong family. And I
Marlon,
have a
one
lot
next.
of support.
She also said she forgave the person
1
who
if
took
you're
her
close
daughter's
to it. Can you
life
pan left
and hope
some? Just a
justice
smidge.
was served.
And the young men,
15, stand by 1.
whoever they are, I just hope
Perfect,
that
thank
they
you.
turn themselves in.
10,
Because
stand
they
by
have to think
Merle.
about if it was their mother, if it was their nieces in that home, if it was their nephew in their home.
Mike Merle, she's up.
That was Fox 13's Lauren Coleman reporting.
VONB next.
A man is dead from an officer-involved shooting in Jackson, Tennessee.
Roll B.
2 deputies responded to a call of someone
Merle,
beating
one
on
next
the
to
door
Mug.
of a home.
Can I
They
have your
found
next
the man
Mug?
on the scene, tried to arrest him on
Thank you.
outstanding warrant charges. Deputies say he assaulted them, and 1 deputy shot him during the struggle. It is not known if the man was armed. This investigation is ongoing. 2 Middle
One's up.
Tennessee men are accused of killing a man in Nolensville.
VO.
Miles
Roll
Hope,
C.
Kyle Elliott were arrested
No, I
today.
don't-
They
that's
are
not
charged
right.
with criminal homicide.
Stop
According
C.
to investigators, they shot and killed a man inside a home on January 1st. A 10-year-old was also at the home,
Greg on 2
shooting,
next.
but was not hurt. Investigators are still looking into a motive.
Mike Greg.
In Tennessee, a Republican state lawmaker wants all license plates in
screen's
the
up.
volunteer state to include the phrase you see there.
Wipe to
"In
VO and
God
C
we
next.
trust." The bill would require the state to redesign license plates to include the language. This would start July 1st. Governor Bill Haslam vetoed a similar measure last year.
Roll C.
Women may start earning the same
Thank
as
you.
men in Mississippi. Several lawmakers have proposed a bill to close
So no-
the gender pay gap. Data shows women in
we don't have
Mississippi
boxes for Joey?
earn 27% less than
Sky
men
Fox
in that
next.
state. Lawmakers say this
No
issue is
boxes for
nonpartisan
Joey, just so you know, Reggie.
and say women should be paid the same amount.
Oh, you didn't?
for equal
Okay.
work. Governor
Gotcha,
Phil
Sky
Bryant
Fox
says that
next.
he supports the idea.
And Sky Fox is
It's
up.
pretty comfortable across the night
Joey
right
next.
here across the Mid-South. Take a
Joey
live
shot
look
looks
at
good.
downtown Memphis as we use our Sky Fox.
Oh, it's kind of cool
Let's
seeing the
get a
stadium
look at
there.
the weather tonight with our chief meteorologist, Joey Sullivan.
Mike,
in
Joey.
Severe Weather Center 13. Joey stepped outside. Beautiful night, really.
Yeah, we still have some windy conditions out there, but that's helping to keep the numbers very comfortable. Very.
So you're looking at Live View 4 for the
January
tees,
like,
right?
and in fact, I do
Okay,
expect
thank you.
those winds to continue
Vione
overnight tonight
next.
and into
Vione
tomorrow.
next for the tees
Gonna
with
track
mics and
those
music.
for
Then
you
we'll do a
coming up.
SOT
We're
and B.
also still looking
Then we'll
at
go to
very,
Live View
humid
4 to a
situations
SOT and C.
with rain chances rolling forward. Now, speaking of those winds, right now the latest snapshot. South at 20 miles per hour. Friends, we have now been through about 36 hours of continuous strong winds, and we're going to keep adding on to that. And that means we are 6 degrees warmer than we were last night at this exact same time. So that trend
Standby
continues
tees music
as
and
well.
their mics
This
and
is what
Vione.
you're going to wake up to tomorrow morning. Let's go ahead and get you ready and set to hit the road for school or work between 6 and 8 a.m. We're in the low 60s to mid 60s with isolated showers. That could impact your commute. So, of course, you want to give yourself some extra time, but you will need that umbrella handy going forward. I do have one day that cools down and one day that's your best chance for storms. I'll tell you when that happens coming up.
Roll A, Mike's music.
All right, thanks, Joey. Locked in
SOT and B
torture.
next.
A 12-year-old boy severely abused and held inside a bathroom for a year.
Roll track B.
The conditions that were described by the victim and by the father just seemed like something out of a horror movie.
Mike 'em.
How that
Live shot
child
next.
was found after 12 long months living in deplorable conditions.
And live shots
this
up.
is a live shot at this hour. 3 people are in the
SOT and C
hospital
next.
after a car crash. This one is in East Memphis. It's at Yates and Aladdin. Traffic is backed up. I want to warn you about that. We have a crew
Stand by
on
SOT
the
and C.
scene gathering additional information. We will get that to you.
Roll track C.
2 Memphis window washers left dangling several stories
Frank
above
next.
the ground. Coming up at 10 o'clock, what went wrong and how they made it to safety.
3, 2, 1, fade. Good day, luck, everybody.